Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Who Asked Me podcast. Y'all already know I am your host, Zell. How is everyone? Are we good? Are we good? How are these last few days of summer treating us? You know what? That just slipped out of my mouth. We're not in the last few days of summer. Summer, it goes until September. However, kids are getting ready to go back to school. So if you're a parent, are you ready for these kids to go back to school? Because I feel like you probably are. And if you're somebody who goes back to school and that school is not college, I don't know if you should be listening to me. You might need some parental guidance. I'm just kidding. Anyways, I don't have a lot of deep things to talk about. Like, I don't have a lot of topics, Bravo, pop culture related. But I feel like I have a little smorgasbord of small, tiny little items. Can we say smorgasbord? Is that word okay? I don't know. I got a bunch of tiny shit to talk about. How about that? So, first things first, it is August 10th as I'm recording this. Why are we having a Love Island USA reunion? Let's just be honest, okay? We're not seeing it until the 25th. I don't know when it was recorded. I don't know if it's been recorded yet. But at this point, I just feel like it's pointless. At this point, I feel like it's pointless. You can see what I did there? That was an accident. But for real, Huda is over in the UK with some streamers or something and some cornrows in her head, explaining why she didn't give somebody a dirty look. Nick and Alandria are doing campaigns for bikinis. Sierra is Sierra-ing, and apparently she won't even be at the reunion anyways. Like, I don't think we need this. Hannah has launched her career into a full-time influencer. I think we're good without the reunion. And this is what I've been trying to tell people who are not used to Love Island USA. Sometimes we just don't get a reunion, and that's fine. I really don't think we need one in this season. I really don't. I'm not interested in any of it. Was last year, you know what? We can't even compare it to last year. It doesn't matter. Moving on. If you have not watched the finale of Love Island UK, so you don't know who won yet, you might want to cover your ears because spoilers are ahead. And I don't know if it's been shown in the US who won yet. So I'm going to give you a minute. Fast forward a little bit. Okay. If you didn't know, Tony and Cash won Love Island UK, and I was elated. The way it all went down, I was very happy with the big three, the top three being in there, and we'll talk about Harry in a second, but with the old Islanders coming back and voting Dejan and Meg out, oh, mwah, 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 chef's motherfucking kiss. Chef's kiss. Oh my gosh. It was so nice to see, right? And I just knew that Dejan and Meg were going to come out of the villa and call everybody haters and, thank their supporters and my D, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you, I can almost always find an excuse for a woman. Meg and Helena, actually, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't love the way that Dejan treated Meg. I don't like the way Meg treated other people, but I don't think that she deserves to be treated badly by D, right? By Dejan. So I have some empathy for Meg. I do not have any empathy for Helena. I know y'all can eat me up if you want to, but I really don't have much. Harry played in Helena's face the entire time. She was well aware of all the playing that he was doing. And she allowed it. She laughed at it. Maya Jama tried to tell her. Everyone tried to tell her, right? And then when Harry did what Harry does, we're supposed to feel bad for her. And people are like, oh, Helena's catching heat. And Harry gets to ride off into the sunset with Shakira. Shakira, baby, I don't know what the fuck you want with Hair Plug Harry because you are gorgeous, stunning girl. What the fuck you want with that man is beyond me. It is beyond me, right? I think the difference between Dejan and Harry is, again, Harry played in the faces. He played in the faces. Doesn't make it right. But Dejan kept trying to, be manipulative in a way and not own up to, and I hate to say that because it's not like Harry owned up to behavior. Like, he very much so was like, yeah, I get away with everything. Ha ha, he, blah, blah. They're going to break up. Shakira and Harry are gonna break up. Okay, like let's make no mistake. I can't feel bad for Helena because she knew she was very capable and she played a part in hurting other women's feelings to be able to feel like she won Harry. And in the end, she got exactly what she was playing with. Okay. Now, speaking of Dijon, I do not know if any of y'all are UK listeners. Please explain to me what's going on. So I saw on TikTok this girl saying that she was, let me get this right, the connection right. Dijon's brother's sister or Dijon's sister's sister, something like that. To clear it up, from what I understand now, is that she was his stepsister. They were step siblings at a time. Their parents were married. They are not blood related, or they were not blood related, still aren't. And while they were step siblings, they allegedly had a sexual relationship. Yep. And the first thing I saw from this young lady, and I don't like, is that he is manipulative and like her family is going to be upset with her for speaking out about this, XYZ, blah, blah. All stuff that we saw from Dijon, like on the show. But what she's claiming in this book, oh, it's dark. If you're curious, because I really don't want to get all the way into it on here, just go on TikTok and type in Surviving Dijon. And you will see what I'm talking about. It is so dark-sided. Some of the stuff that she says, I was like, oh, wow. And, of course, Dijon has come out and denied all of it. And at the end of his, like, denial video, it's him and Meg playing what they call table tennis. I don't know. I'm just like, I know this is not what he thought was going to happen when he came out of that damn villa. And like, okay, I have so many questions about the book itself, not what she claims happened, right? So many questions about the book itself. Like, how long have you been working on this, mama? Like, there's no way you started writing that book when Dijon went into the villa, right? So was she working on the book and then he just happened to go on Love Island and it just like, I have so many questions about the particulars. It's baffling to me. I don't know. But it was Yaz and Jamie third. Don't ask me who that fourth couple was. You want to say the most irrelevant couple? I couldn't tell you who they are. Like, I know that they were in the villa, right? I heard them like speaking and stuff, but I'm just like, you got here by the grace, okay? Grace of God. That random couple as fourth, Jamie and Yaz as third, Shakira and Harry as runner-up, and then Cash and Tony won. And Tony is the first, not only was she the first American to ever be on Love Island UK, she came in and won. Never have I ever had more American pride in me. Just kidding. She had to go over to the UK to win Love Island. No, I love Tony. I love Cash. Tony's my girl. I was rocking with her the entire time, and I loved all of them. Tony, Yaz, and Shakira. I liked them because they weren't like packing any bullshit. They weren't trying to pretend that they were being nice and really talking behind people's backs and trying to be like, Mommy Meg, my name is Meg, not Mug. And then being like, I'm not mean to you. I'm very not. No, the fuck you're not, Meg. Ooh, Meg was jarring to me. She was very, very jarring to me. Anyways, moving on. Y'all know what I've been consumed with this week? And we have Raven to thank for this. Kendra on TikTok, the girl who fell in love with her psychiatrist. Oh my God. Y'all. I have come to two conclusions about Kendra from TikTok, right? One of which being that this is actually a story that she has written, a screenplay, and she's running it by us. And she's perfecting it, and it's going to get picked up and made into some type of series. Like, that is one of my theories about this. And the other, of course, is that this woman is deeply, deeply, deeply unwell. And it's unfortunate to watch. However, if you don't know what I'm talking about, there's this woman on TikTok claiming that she fell in love with her psychiatrist and that he knew about it and did not stop her from being a client of his. And you know what? If anything, it is very eye-opening on the opposite end of the spectrum of like, one, we learned this week that a lot of people did not know what psychiatrists do. I think a lot of people, when she first started talking about this, were confusing psychiatry and like your psychologist. So your therapist and your psychiatrist. The psychiatrist is not a therapist, right? So he had prescribed her medication. She has her once a month visits with him. And like, here's the thing. A lot of this, she's not, it doesn't seem to be like, oh, she's lying about it. She's telling us the truth, but it's the interpretation, her interpretation of these things that is wildly wrong. Like, for example, he has to ask her, like, have you had any thoughts of self-harm? And she's like, he asked me, have I had any thoughts of self-harm? Have you had any? That's the side effect of the medication, girl. Like, what's going on here? Okay. And there are so many social aspects to this as well that we could all get into, but it is a doozy. And now I am on the side of TikTok that somebody just pointed out, and it's a really, really good point, that if Kendra is actually in psychosis, right, as she appears to be, but we don't know, then she has gained so much publicity and followers from telling this, from her psychosis, her being online telling this story, that she is now profiting off of it. She is making a profit from, you know, in the creator fund and TikTok, and it can snowball into bigger issues. And I say this often, you guys have heard me say it before. The best thing about the internet is that there's always going to be somebody who relates to you. The worst thing about the internet is that there's always going to be somebody who relates to you. So even your shittiest idea, your worst unpopular opinion, it's a world stage. So there's going to be somebody to co-sign your bad behavior, your delusions, your whatever you're saying that may not necessarily be true, right? If all of this is real, it is very, 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 very wild to me to see her avoid the thought of her possibly not being correct, right? And I have to say, it's wild to watch. It's sad to watch. Or, oh, no, my other theory is if she's not in psychosis and she's not writing a screenplay, this is a thesis paper on how you can easily get the attention of people on the internet and how easily and how quickly they are to diagnose people or insert themselves in other people's dramas if you tell them a story. Like if she is not in psychosis, this is an experiment and we're all failing. So those are all of my theories about Kendra. Either way, and again, if she is in psychosis, I really hope she gets the help she needs. It's disturbing to see. It's disturbing to watch play out. Into some Bravo stuff. Y'all, I have to, there is, if you can't tell by all the pauses, I'm about to talk about Sheena, okay? Did I read Sheena's book, My Good Side? No, I didn't. But there's a creator on TikTok. I think she has her own podcast. She is listening to the audiobook and she records herself reacting, listening to the audiobook. And what I have heard as a part of Sheena's audiobook, oh my goodness. I have often spoke about how I don't hate Sheena, right? Is she my favorite? No. I feel badly for Sheena because it's painful for me to watch a grown woman, a grown adult woman who now has her own child, want to be so accepted and so liked so badly for any little thing, right? So one of the things that she said that I just had to shake my head was that she's scared if she does not give Brock another child, that he will go and get another one somewhere else. Okay, first of all, Sheena, Brock's a loser. We know this. Brock is a fucking loser, okay? He's got 2 kids on another continent all the way across the world that he doesn't fucking take care of. And then you gave him a quote-unquote second chance, all right? And you gave him another child. If Brock goes on to make other children and leave Sheena, It's on Brock, just like what Brock did in the past with his ex-wife is on Brock. It's not on Sheena. And I hope she knows that. Okay. When I saw her saying that stuff, I was like, oh my God, Sheena. That is why loser men are an epidemic. They really are, because there's no way. Sheena, you're the breadwinner, baby. You are the breadwinner. I get it. Like, in the grand scheme of the VPR realm, are you popular? No. But Sheena could get a man. She can get a man. Like, let's be serious here. Let's be serious. She can get a better man than Brock. So if he does go and do that, baby, you are better off. He would be doing you a favor. All right. Y'all know Brock really just grinds my gears. He really does. And I know that Sheena has like an army of people who defend her. And I don't think that Sheena's an indefensible person. Y'all know that I can't stand Lauren from New York way more than I can't stand Sheena, right? But Sheena does things that are not very, like, a lot of the arguments I see from like the Sheena heads, the she shoes, what do y'all call yourselves? The good golders, the gold miners? I don't know. A lot of the argument that I see from them is like, oh, if Ariana did this, if if Katie did this, First of all, Ariana and Katie have gotten a fair share of like shit. All of the women on this cast have. So I don't really think it's fair to compare Ariana's and Katie's in the place that they are now after everything is said and done to the Sheenas. Again, and this goes for all of the women that have ever been on Vanderpump Rules. Every single one of those women have gotten negative spotlight because of the men, and they have gotten way more shit than the men have ever gotten, and it's fucked up. So I don't really love that like whole argument. If you don't like Ariana, if you don't like Katie, that's fine to say that. But to act like Sheena is somehow oppressed in a way when it comes to the Arianas and the Katies of today is to me. But Sheena also does things that are not very womanly, i.e. Sheena is married to an abuser. She is. Brock slapped his ex-wife, okay? Sheena is with a man who left his other kids across the world. She co-signs these behaviors. She co-signs shitty behaviors from men. So it's just very weird to me when I see people like trying to stand on the feminism stone in defense of Sheena, who does things that are very questionable when it comes to, makes questionable decisions when it comes to men and co-signing shitty men behavior. I don't know. You know, and then y'all already know how I feel about her, like pretty much trying to communicate with Ariana through the press. Like, I can't believe that, you know, I wanted her to ask me so badly how I was doing, even though she was going through her own stuff. So, you know that somebody's going through something very public and humiliating and depressing, and you're upset that they don't ask you about you. Okay. Again, I state, you know how simple it is to be like, hey girl, I know that you're going through this right now, but I don't know if I can show up for you for real, because I just found out this about this. I'm sure it would have been understood. I'm sure it would have been understood. And then I saw, and this is just something very, I don't want people to be like, ah! But I saw that TikTok of her doing the Kesha challenge, the, what is it? Your love is my drug. And when she's like, I got a question. Do you want to have a summer party? She's like skipping through a bookstore, and what's her name? Her daughter. She is obviously trying to skip with her, but Sheena's moving so fast. The baby's little legs can't keep up. It was cute in a funny way, but like, Sheena is such a stage mom in the sense that like Sheena made sure that she looked good. Meanwhile, her daughter is like, I'm trying to keep up with mommy. It was funny. It was cute. Now, y'all, I've been trying not to talk about this, but if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen me say a couple things about it. We need to talk about Kandi. We need to talk about Kandi Burruss, because Kandi also co-signs very bad behavior from men. Not to dig too far back in history, however, before the rumor of it all, right, that Phaedra got herself caught up in, I famously said Phaedra was not wrong in the downfall in her and Candy's relationship. Rumor aside, right? Take that out. Take that drugging rumor out that was uncovered at the reunion. Candy was moving weird when it came to Apollo and Todd and the friendship. Like, I didn't like that. I did not think she was being funny to me, okay? And then fast forward to now, when it came out that the Diddy verdict came out that he was not charged for the RICO, I'm pretty sure was in the comment section being like, praise God, la 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 la. And then on a lesser scale, this lady had Todd Chrisley on her podcast, and she was like, I caught a lot of slack because people don't understand that me and you have a good friendship. And I don't care. People, tell them how we actually became really good friends, right? And you be friends with who you want to be friends with, right? I understand when a lot of times when controversies come out on a lesser scale, not on the Diddy scale, but more so on like the Todd Chrisley scales, right? So money laundering, things like that. Some of my best friends, some people that I'm very close with, if I found out they were laundering money, would I stop being their friend? No, I wouldn't. Right? Obviously, I don't agree with what they did. And if they went to jail, I would send them a care package, put some money on a commissary. I'll come visit. Shit, I really will. Right? I've never been in a jail before. And so I do understand. I'm not going to throw away a friendship over the fact that you laundered some money. I get that. But Todd Chrisley has been and his daughter Savannah has been very, 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 very vocal about being Trump supporters. That's where I'm like, Candy, you were trying to bring a whole Black Lives Matter movement, not a moment, whatever, to Bravo. We see how well that did. And you are all about, standing up for black folks, blah, blah, blah. And this man actively, audibly is a supporter of somebody that is so racist, so misogynistic, so just like disgusting, calls Black Lives Matter the movement, thugs, like all this shit. And this is who that's your bestie? That's your bestie? Oh, brother. In the words of Raven, oh, brother. Like, are you fucking for real right now? I don't care. Like, the money, again, you were friends with him, got popped for money laundering. I get it. You're still going to be friends with him. But you're preaching one thing and then actively hanging out with people that show another. Or in the words of Dorit, diametrical opposite side of that. That's what I'm just like, okay, Candy, I don't care about the friendship between her and Todd Chrisley. Todd Chrisley has absolutely said some things that I find to be funny. Ha, he. But I don't know. I'm side-eyeing. I'm side-eyeing hard, y'all. I really, really am. I don't care. Y'all let me know how you feel about it. I can't get with that. I'm sorry. Now, let's get into the summer I turned pretty, right? Because, when I say pressing my last nerve, baby, I mean it. I mean it. First of all, I know that I'm too old to be this invested in a show about literal teenagers, but I watched Dawson's Creek growing up, okay? I'm nothing but what I've grown up seeing, all right? Will I be 60 watching a show about teenagers? I don't know. It's the era in which I grew up. The Dawson Creek, the One Tree Hill. I didn't really get into 90210 that much. Whatever. The summer I turned pretty. I don't know the last time I disliked a character quite like disliking Jeremiah. I'm going to tell you this. I dislike Jeremiah more than I've disliked was it Santos on the Pit? And if y'all was listening to me back then, you know I could not stand Santos on the Pit, okay? That is the last character I actively remember. No, I started watching the show called Hightown on Netflix, and there was this female cop. Her name was Leslie on there. Fucking hated her. But Jeremiah still sky high above where any of those two characters were, right? And I know that it's not real, but the irritants in which Belly is getting me to, I have no words. I have no words. And listen, I was 21 before, and I was very stupid at 21. Y'all have heard me say, when I was 21, my boyfriend was 35. That was not fucking okay, right? But oh my God, Belly. What the fuck? What the fuck? I was rooting for you. We were all, but I was rooting for you, girl. I understood. She can't help herself sometimes. At 16, everything is, you're all so consumed in your own world. I did not hold so much against her. But this, I can't forgive. I can't forgive. Now, while I cannot forgive, I still need her and Conrad to end up together, because so help me God, if they don't end up together, I'm going to be in a bad mood for at least 4 hours after that finale. And I don't want to be in a bad mood. I want the show to end knowing the ending that it's supposed to be, okay? I've talked to people who have read the books. They've told me who she ends up with, and sorry if you don't, I'm like, listen, I'm trying not to spoil it, okay? But unfortunately, we've gone too far. And you know what? You can't get on the internet without the book readers having spoiled it themselves. So if you heard it here first, I'm sorry. I genuinely apologize. Know that in my heart, I truly am sorry, but you will get over it, all right? Now, I have had the realization that Jeremiah acts like his father. Jeremiah absolutely acts like his fucking father, right? Because this last episode was the one from Conrad's point of view, season, I almost said season 5, episode 5, season 3. And when Jeremiah freaked out about that cake, the mirror glass cake with the cacao and the raspberry and blah, 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 the way in which he was like, fine, we'll put it on the card. I was like, oh, he acts like his damn daddy. All right? Because first of all, if the card was always an option, why the fuck didn't you put the goddamn ring on the card? You want to spend $750 on a cake that people are going to consume? First of all, you want to spend $750 on a cake and you're not even having 30 people at your fucking wedding? Babe. Get on fucking TikTok and learn how to make a cacao raspberry mirror glass cake yourself. I promise you, I could open my FYP right now and find a recipe for them to be able to do that. You have Belly running around town trying to spend $750 on a cake, but using coupons to get flowers from fucking Michael's. It's not real. It's not real. I need to go touch grass after I watch The Summer I Turned Pretty, because it's not real, but it's so ridiculous. And then back onto Belly, the way she talks to her mother, I was like, Laurel, slap her again, because I don't know where I went off on this tangent, so I'm gonna go off on about it on here again. Belly and Jeremiah have such a fucking screwed up sense of what life actually is. First of all, Jeremiah fucks up a lot of shit, and he inconveniences people when he fucks up the shit, right? And he does not nearly get enough shit for the shit that he fucks up. So, not knowing that he wasn't graduating, because he changed his major, took the class, he cost his dad $20,000. His dad called him on the phone and was like, Jer, are you serious? I can't believe you. I want my money back for this. All right, I'll wire you $20,000 tomorrow. You have an attitude and you don't want to go to dinner now? You gotta be for fucking real. If I told my mom, even back then, not now, but even back then, if I told my mom when I was in college, hey, I messed something up, I'm actually not graduating and I need another $20,000, my mom would be like, I don't know where you're gonna get $20,000 from, but I think if you open the map to your school, it'll show you how to get to the financial aid office, and they have things to help you with that, because it ain't coming out of my pocket. That is your mistake. It is your mistake to fix. Well, I'll wire you $20,000 and you have a fucking attitude. 1. 2, you cheat on your fucking girlfriend. You cheat on your girlfriend. You couldn't keep it in your pants in Mexico twice. And then you're following her around, crying around, being like, oh my God, I fucked up so bad, I fucked up so bad. Will you marry me? And her dumb ass is like, yep. I understand that her brother was hurt in a car accident, right? It puts things in a perspective, and it should just put something in a perspective of like, if I get another chance, I won't mess this up again. That way I can afford to give her everything that I know she deserves, which is not a proposal on the steps of a hospital and a ring that would be disfigured if it got caught in the fucking laundry machine. And I definitely don't deserve to have her telling our families at my mother's memorial with the seafood tower on the way. Like, oh my gosh. And then you have her working for, I don't know if she's serving or working in a coffee shop. She's getting tips, whatever she's doing. And you're interning at your dad's firm. Again, you don't have anything that you actually got for yourself. Oh gosh, and I'm so sorry if you guys are not Summer I Turn Pretty people, because I'm all the way into it now. But this, like, Belly says he's really working his ass off for your dad right now. No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not. He's literally not working his ass off for his dad. 1, 2. He did not honestly go out and get that internship. It's his dad's company. He is working for his father. So he did not earn that. And then when her mother kicks her out the house, they have nowhere to go. They're like, oh, we'll go to the beach house. That's not your house either. That's not your house. It's not your house. How much is the Ameren bill? How much is the light bill? How much is the water? What's the upkeep for the pool? Do you know how to call the pool people? Actually, better yet, what are the taxes on that house? Either one of you, quickly. Like, oh my God, they make me sick. They make me sick. Why do I watch this show? Why do I watch this? Okay, that is going to wrap up my rant on the Summer I Turned Pretty. That's going to wrap up the pop culture in regular part of this episode. If you are not wanting to stick around and talk about me and mental health, then I will talk to y'all next time. Let's give those people a moment to get up out of the chat. I should get some music to put here. That would be a nice touch. Yeah. Okay, anyways, so not much of an update. I have officially hit 2 weeks of taking Lexapro, and how do I feel? I feel fucking hot. I feel fucking hot. Oh, thank you all so much. Also, a lot of you did tell me to expect that, so it wasn't like it came out of nowhere. I wasn't like, oh my God, what is this? But I'm so fucking hot. And you know what sucks about it is I can't cool down afterwards. It's not like a hot flash, but it's a type of hot that gets me very, very, very overstimulated. So that has definitely been an adjustment. I did talk to my mom about it, and it was such a great conversation. It was such a great conversation. More on that in a different video, different project that I'm working on. Now, I did go spend time with my family also. And again, such a good time. I was so pleasantly surprised. And I will tell y'all this. I think that one of the things that I feel like I gained in just this whole, that my anxiety is about seeing my family, about starting to take medication and all of these things, is that 1, I of course worry way more. And 2, I felt like I realized that I missed my family so freaking much. Like I missed spending time with them, and we don't all live in the same area, right? But even just being around like my mom and my brother, I felt so grateful and so happy to be around them and have them and be able to like shoot the shit and talk. Me and my brother and one of my uncles stayed up like later on Friday and drank, and we're just laughing and talking, and it felt so good. So everything that I was worried about, it kind of just faded away once I was actually with my family. So that was really, really relieving. I did have a job interview last week and I feel really good about it. I'm putting the energy out there that this is the one. But if it's not, we keep plugging. We keep plugging away, okay? But yeah, I'm feeling more optimistic than I ever have. I was talking to my mom about it. You get, like, every day you wake up by the grace of God and you have another chance, right? You have a chance to rewrite your story. You don't have to be stuck anywhere, anything like that. But I feel like with all of the changes that I've gone through in the past couple of years, I really have gotten a chance at like a fresh slate, like a clean slate. And it's what I take from it and I do moving forward with it that really matters, right? And y'all know I'll follow my sword. I'm not always right, anything like that. My intentions may have been pure on things in the past, but that doesn't mean that I was correct. So I'm just looking forward to really working on changing my mindset and, just seeing how I can better myself and not make the same mistake over and over again. So yeah, I'm feeling good about that. I'm feeling really, really good. But again, thank you all so much for listening and all of your kind messages. I am very, very, very shocked and gracious and happy on all of the messages that you all send me and the wise words that you guys say. And even if it's, saying that you feel seen and heard by me, I appreciate that as well. That makes, all of this that I do. Sometimes I feel like I'm aimlessly talking into a microphone and it makes no sense to anybody, but then I see those messages and I love to see that. So thank you all so much. I will talk to y'all next week. Yes, I will talk to y'all next week or later this week. But then the week after that, me and Megan are going on vacation. We've had this vacation planned for a while now, and we're still going to go. So there will not be a new episode the week after that. Just some housekeeping rules. So I will talk to y'all next time, okay? Bye.